Okay, guys. Software development. Why exactly? We'll try to work with the guys. What are the tools will be there? What it mean by GitHub? What is the use of this GitHub, guys? At least, what is the use of GitHub? Anyone? Generally, once we design the application, it's just simple చెప్తానండి. Right. See, once we design the application, so this is the development work. Developer started at designing the application. Once he designed the application, so where exactly the application, whatever you're designing, that information will be there in your system, right? Yes. So in local system, in your system, you design the application. Good. But multiple project, it means that not only working only one single developer, multiple developers can be work for project development. So developers will be working from multiple location. For example, Nivedita is working from a Bangalore. Santosh is working from Hyderabad. Then how can we integrate this code? Whatever the code is designing by Nivedita, and what is the code is designing by what is that? Santosh. How can we integrate with that? So one common repository is required to store the data. All developers' code should be stored in one place, right? So for example, otherwise you are designing a backend application your system, guys. Front-end people is designing front-end people is design in front-end level. But how can we try to integrate this one? How to integrate this one? So because your systems also not in the local, your systems are also not in local, right? Somewhere should be stored. All the developers code should be stored at one place. There is one place. So code integration should happen, right? All developers code should be stored at one place, and code integration should be happen. To integrate all the developer source code at one place, we will use source code repository software. Source code repository software. So what is the advantage of source code repository software? All the developers can connect to repository server and can integrate server and can integrate the code. So repository server will be provide monitored access. Who, when, why, what. So repository server will be provide monitored access. Who, when, why, what. Okay. So what are the repository tools, guys? What are the repository tools is available in the market? SVN. Outdated, sir. Nobody. So many things are there. Just I'm trying to give you idea. GitHub, Bitbucket, and SVN, CVS, WinCVS. Right. So control version system. These are the control version system. I can say that just now we discussed. And Nivedita is working from Bangalore. Santosh is working from Hyderabad. Rani is working from US. But all this code should be integrated, right? All this code should be integrated. Then how can we integrate that? Because Nivedita's work, whatever she is working, the application will be there, her system itself. Only maybe she can show that's it. But I can't integrate my code to Nivedita code. Then for that repository tools, a repository, one place is required. That place we can try to call as a repository. So we have a different types of repository tools is available. Repository software is available in the market. SVN, not SN, SVN. Subversion system. I use SVN, sir. SVN work system, GitHub work system, WinCVS work system. GitHub, Bitbucket, WinCVS. Like so many things, so many tools are there, guys. We're not required to worry about it. Okay. So what is the environment setup to work with a GitHub? What is the environment setup to work with a GitHub? And one more thing, sir. One more thing you should understand. Okay, Shiva. One repository is required to work with this. I understand that. What are the environments available in the development, sir? in the development stage, what are the different stages it is available in our, what are the different stages available in development? See, development phase, next, testing phase, and staging. Staging, oh, sorry, otherwise one more company, some companies have UAT, staging, and or you can say pre-production. So we can try to use the different words there. Don't confuse it. Someone is using a different word, so don't confuse it. Pre-production, production. Right. So these are the different environments will be there in the development. So maybe you are working on the development phase, guys. Once you design, so once we can tell you in the so development phase. In the development phase, you are developing the code. Yes, you are designing your application. Development code, right? So development code. So once you design the application, your application integration and everything is completed, then what will happen? It moves to the testing environment. అంటే ఇది డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫేజ్ అంటారు, అంటే డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అంటారు. అంటే నీ లోకల్, వన్స్ యూ వర్క్ విత్ లోకల్ సిస్టమ్, యువర్ వర్క్ ఈస్ కంప్లీటెడ్, దెన్ ఇట్ మూవ్స్ టు ద development phase. Development phase, once it completed, then it moves to testing. Why the testing? So even testing people, quality analysts, maybe testing guys will write the test cases. Testing person will write the test cases. The test cases are working or not, it will check that. Once all the test cases are passed, all the test case execution is passed, then immediately, then your code is working fine, then immediately it goes to UAT. No, sir, the test cases are failed. Then what will happen? The test cases are failing and having some bugs and having some bugs on code, or the testing people is find some bugs on your code, then immediately the people will be give a report to development team. Then report to development team. Again, the information comes to development team. The development team, what exactly the people will do that? The development team, whatever the comments is provided by tester, those comments will be fixed up. Those comments will be fixed up. And again, the people write the unit test cases and the people execute the unit test cases and everything is fine. Then again, development phase 2, it moves to testing phase. Again, testers will write the test cases and execute the test cases. Everything is fine. Then it moves to the UAT, user acceptable testing. So who will do this work? Client. Sometimes client level, client also having UAT. Assume that Gayatri is my client. So I designed the application. My testing team also tested my application perfectly is working. Then I told that I'm just before going to pre-production, then maybe customer, the client will interact and his team will be interact and the people write the test cases and again the execute, everything is working fine or not. Unless I don't think that every time that this team will be there. Every client maybe can perform the UAT or not. That's based on the client. So most of the cases, what will happen? The bigger organizations, the big projects, no doubt UAT team will be there. UAT team will be testing, again write the test cases and perform the operations. Everything is fine. Then again it moves to the staging. Again it moves to the, once everything is fine, then it comes to the pre-production. And once we move to before going to production environment, again here the people will check that. For example, in the development phase, if you are working with the MySQL, assume that testing phase also will maybe work with MySQL. But the before going to the staging, then here instead of working with MySQL, my application is going to be work with a cloud. Assume that my application is going to be work with a cloud. నా అప్లికేషన్ క్లౌడ్ లో వర్క్ కావచ్చు. సో క్లౌడ్ మీద నేను డిప్లాయ్ చేయబోతున్నా. సో దట్ I will connect with the cloud database and it working or not, I will check that everything is fine. Before production itself, we will test everything. Then everything is fine. Then it goes to the production. If you have any bugs, if you have got any loggers, if you got any bugs or exceptions, then we'll fix. Developer came in the picture again. We'll fix those issues, and again, tester will come in the picture, write the test cases. Everything is working fine, then only it move the production. In the are you clear, sir? What happened exactly picture? Then get simple I think is it clear? Any doubts here? Sorry? Are you understand, guys? What environments will be there? Development, QA environment, UAT environment, staging, and production. Is it clear, everyone, please? Yes or no? Got it? Advainda? Rani? Shweta?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
సో ఇదంతా ఎవరు చూస్తారు శివ? నేనే చూసుకోవాలంతా? మీరు చూసుకోరండి. The DevOps team will be there. DevOps team will be taking care about of moving your code one place to another place. Everything that work will be taken care by DevOps team. But ఒక ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే మన చిన్న చిన్న ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లో we will take care of it. మీకు తెలియకండి 1 year గడిచేసరికి ఒక 1 year గడిచేసరికి మీరు డెడికేటెడ్ గా వర్క్ చేస్తే దెన్ యూ విల్ గెట్ మోర్ ఎక్స్పోజర్ సార్. చిన్న కంపెనీస్ లో అదే మన ప్లస్ పాయింట్. యూ గెట్ మోర్ ఎక్స్పోజర్. సి యూ స్టార్టెడ్ అనలైజింగ్ ద డాక్యుమెంట్స్, యూ స్టార్టెడ్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ డిఫరెంట్ డేటాబేసెస్. అర్థమైందండి? రైట్. మీరు 3 months చూసుకోండి. Then if you work properly, then you're not required, you never compare with your friends. You'll be there in the next level. Correct. Anyway, I think is it clear what are the different environments will be there and who will take care of these operations? And I told you very clearly, the DevOps team will be there, the team will be taking care about it. ఇదంతా నాకు అవసరమా? అవసరం లేకపోయినా you should be know that what are the environments will be there before going to production. ప్రొడక్షన్ అనేది డైరెక్ట్ గా మనం డిజైన్ చేసామమ్మా, దాని అమ్మాయిని పుష్ చేసే కోడ్ ని, దాన్ని టెస్ట్ చేస్తారు, క్లయింట్ యూఐటీ ఉంటుంది, తర్వాత స్టేజింగ్ లో చెక్ చేస్తారు. ఇవన్నీ చెక్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఫైన్, దెన్ ఓన్లీ ఇట్ మూవ్స్ టు ప్రొడక్షన్. యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ప్రాబ్లమ్, దెన్ ఇమీడియట్లీ డెవలపర్ కమ్ ద పిక్చర్. రేపు మీరు చేసిన అప్లికేషన్ నాకు ఇష్యూ ఉంది, నేను రేజ్ చేస్తాను ఇలా కావాలని, దెన్ యూ విల్ డూ దట్. రైట్. సో let me try to focus repository. What is the repository we are trying to working with then? GitHub. I'm going to work with a GitHub. Okay. GitHub is a central repository, distributed application system, guys. Okay. Now you can try to create github.com. Okay. Connection, log out just choose that. Right. So this is one, guys. Open your number, github.com. Work along with me so that you can practice your code. Open the github.com. Guys, getting a point?
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's sign up. Like this. See, this is my application. Yeah, this will create Andy. Once it's done, let me know then. Now, this is my repository. Enter in the repository. Once you created a repository, let me know then, guys, please. Just sign up and sign in. So that it will open like this. If you have any trouble, let me know then. Now I want to create repository in GitHub. చూడండి, repository create చేస్తాను చూడండి ఇక్కడ. New repository, right? New repository. Click create a new repository. So here you can give any repository name, right? నేను practice 2 అని పెడతాను. Just to practice కోసం తర్వాత తీసేస్తాను. Is it clear? See here what I am doing now. I'm creating report. Not practice in the cover practice to పెట్టాను. Okay. Just I created one repository. లేదనుకోండి then you can try to write Shiva project అని పెడతాను. Okay. ఆల్రెడీ పెట్టానా? దాంట్లో చాలా ఏది చేస్తుంటా బాబు. Right. Shiva project అని పెట్టినానండి. So now observe that I created a repository in GitHub. What is a repository? Repository is used to store the project source code. ఎందుకు repository పెట్టాను? I want to store my project source code. నేను ఏదో అప్లికేషన్ చేశానో ఆ అప్లికేషన్ మొత్తాన్ని దీనిలో సేవ్ చేసుకోవాలనుకున్నాం. అప్పుడు స్ప్రింగ్ MVC అని పెట్టుకుంటాం. జస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మనం హలో వరల్డ్ అప్లికేషన్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి just I took like this. After that I'll delete. That's a different story. Are you clear? Repository is used to store project source code. Every project will have one repository. Every project have one repository. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear? When we create a repository, unique URL will be generated. When we create a repository, unique URL will be generated with a repository name. With a repository name, one unique name will be created. Very good. So all the developers will connect to repository using repository URL. We can create two types of repositories in GitHub. Guys, observe that here, two types of, you can, if you want, you can try to provide description, guys. Otherwise, ignore, that's optional. Look at now, public and private. We can create two types of repositories in GitHub account. So just I'm going for public. So private you can try to work somehow. But the thing is, if you want to work more applications, then obviously we should be purchase it. You choose who can see and commit this repository. Only you can provide the only you can try to provide the we can provide permission sending. Public and anyone can see, anyone can do that. Whatever application I'm doing now, everyone can access. You can access, and Nivedita can access. Even Hyderabad, Santosh can be accessed. We can create two types of repositories in GitHub. We can create two types of repositories in GitHub. One is public repository. Second one is private repository. Very good, yeah. Next, public repository means everybody can access, but we can choose, we can modify our repository. Is it clear? Public repository means everybody can access, but we can choose who can modify our repository. Ante public repository అంటే anyone can try to use it, anyone can try to access, and we can choose who can modify our repository also. Private repository means you will choose who can access and who can modify, Private repository means we will choose అంటే నేను డిసైడ్ చేస్తాను ఎవరికి ఇవ్వాలి పర్మిషన్, ఎవరికి ఇవ్వకూడదు. That is what I am going to be designing. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Are you understanding, guys, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Now I'm going for public. Let's go to. So is the README file, sir? If you want, you can try to add it. No issues on this README file. If you want to provide any description about your applications, then you can try to have the README file. Otherwise, ignore it. That's your wish. Just I'm creating now. Create repository. Just create a repository. Done. Guys, observe that. Create a repository, right? Guys, is it clear? If you want, you can try to specify file. Right. Guys, I think everyone's got a clarity. Right. Guys, other than
Yes, sir.
let me try to create one more time repository. New repository. I'm creating second project otherwise. Okay. Now, second project, public repository. One more time. Look at now. Create repository. Yes. So here, see, set up GitHub Popular. Okay, leave it. If collaborator ante, if you want to work with along with you people నేను వర్క్ చేయాలనుకుంటే నేను మిమ్మల్ని ఇన్వైట్ చేసాను ఇక్కడ నేను ఇప్పుడు అదేం చేయట్లేదు జస్ట్ నేను ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను బేసిక్ కమెంట్స్ నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం వన్స్ ఐ కంఫర్టబుల్ దిస్ ఐ మేబీ ఐ కెన్ ట్రై టు గో ఫర్ నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ అర్థమైందమ్మా రైట్ సో మనకి ఒక ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే మొత్తం ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తా అండి మనకి ఇవన్నీ కోడ్ ఇచ్చేసింది ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ టైప్ దిస్ కమెంట్స్ దట్స్ ఎనఫ్ నేను ఈ కమెంట్స్ ఇలా రాసి పెట్టుకుంటున్నా మీకు ఎందుకు మీకు అర్థం కావడం కోసం రైట్ పెద్ద కష్టపడిన అవసరం లేదు ఒక 4 రోజులు వరుసగా చేశారు అనుకోండి ఫిక్స్ అయిపోతాయి మైండ్ లో రైట్ దిస్ కమెంట్స్ ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ ఐల్ కీప్ లైక్ దిస్ so fine can I go for next step please guys is it clear till now